What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Here's For Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about all things film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Mean. Sean, how is it going?
Flawless intro.
Thank you.
I'm doing great, Conor. I'm doing really good. How are you?
Your microphone is currently attached to your stand using black tape.
Black electrical tape, yes. And in many ways, I think it's really helping the sound.
It's very professional.
Look, we're on a deadline here.
We looked for about 10 minutes for your little thing that attaches your microphone to the stand.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. So now we're using black tape. And don't you ever have anyone ever tell you that this podcast is a professional.
Look, it's doing the job, isn't it?
It's doing the job.
Holding the microphone.
We're going to get to the audio. It's just like...
Yeah.
Jesus, Sean, you sound weird.
It somehow made the sound of a foghorn the whole way through.
That tape sounds real loud.
No.
So this is Movie Mondays, where we, as I said, talk all the week's movie news. There's been a lot of trailers this week, Sean.
A whole heap of them.
A whole host of trailers.
A gaggle of trailers.
A murder of crows of trailers.
A trailer full of trailers.
What are multiple trailers called?
Previews?
Lots of fucking trailers. No, I mean like trailers from a car.
Oh, like, right, okay.
Like, if you, like a trailer park, there's like hundreds of trailers.
A park of trailers.
A park of trailers. It's like a murder. A school of trailers.
A school of trailers. I don't know what we're talking about.
This is the Here's For Hire podcast.
That could be our slogan.
Thank you for tuning in. So we're starting.
Oh, sorry, before we start.
Oh, go on.
If everyone... Just so, a quick reminder, we are looking for questions for our upcoming Christmas episode. So if you want to send those on, hit us up on the email, here'sforhire_@outlook.com, the Twitter @here'sforhirepod, Instagram Here's For Hire Podcast, Facebook Here's For Hire Podcast,
it's all
wherever.
in the description.
And yeah, anywhere you can contact us, do it. And send us a question if you want.
Yeah, send us any question, because what we're going to do is we're just going to accumulate them all.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to have, say, like a 45-minute just Q&A on Christmas that'll come out that Christmas week.
Exactly, yeah.
and
We'll record that Christmas Day.
I'm going to turn up to your house Christmas Day.
I'm going to turn up to your house Christmas Day.
Oh no! Christmas is ruined for both of us.
And our families.
No, they don't want to hang out with each of us.
No, not at all. Not without the other one there, surely.
So yeah, when you're not here, I just shut down.
Yeah, no power.
I just go quiet. Yeah, so this week we are starting off with James Bond. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He has a few movies out.
Yeah, as you know.
And Mr. Daniel Craig is back for his 25th James Bond movie at his last outing.
It feels like his 25th though.
It does. As 007 in No Time to Die, because the trailer came out during the week. Sean, where do you want to start with this?
Okay, first of all, I just want to preface this. I haven't seen Spectre.
Okay.
But I think I understand everything about what this movie is.
Yeah, no, I think we're okay. I've got notes. You've got notes.
I have notes.
Where would you like to begin?
There's one shot at the start where the whole world gets turned upside down.
And that's going to be what happens to James Bond, because his wife is evil.
Is evil. She's the wife of a bad man.
I think... Look, I don't know what's going on, right?
Is she Blofeld's daughter?
She's definitely Blofeld.
Everybody's
Blofeld. Every James Bond movie I figured out for the last 5 years is the bad guy's just Blofeld. It doesn't matter how, it just is.
Turns out they're more alike than they thought.
Oh, maybe they are.
Except one has a scar over his eye.
So, this is No Time to Die. Me and you are not big James Bond fans. We will say it out straight out. So, we're coming into this being like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to happen.
Yeah, this will come out.
And I watched the trailer, and the idea of a trailer, I'm thinking, right, we have 3 trailers this week.
Yeah.
The idea of a trailer is to get you more excited for the movie.
Yeah.
Than you were. So, if there's a little dial of a 1 to 10 excitement ratio that you are, how many more dials did this trailer put up your little dial? Because it's at 0.
It's at 0. I think it's gone up to like 1 or 2.
Oh, that's big.
I know, big improvement over 0. But the thing is that this trailer, I don't think it's a great trailer. Because, not that in the way it looks or the way it's shot or whatever. This, I feel, requires you to have knowledge of the previous films. And I think that's fine.
Even more importantly, to care about the previous movies.
Absolutely. Because the Spectre came out like 5 years ago, I think.
Did it?
Came out in like
2014.
That's way more than 5
Or
years
is it
ago.
2050?
It might have been
No,
50.
2050.
2015, so that's 5 years ago in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Oh, lads.
My music taste has not
It
changed.
still feels like 2014.
It does. I'm still waiting for, like, I don't know, Fall Out Boy's new album. I don't fucking know.
Patrick Waynes, what are you up to?
But this trailer, I think it looks good. Like, it's shot very well.
Yeah, I have great stunts and really nice cinematography.
Yeah, which is like a very lovely compliment you can give to a film. I think Ralph Fiennes looks like a proper bruiser.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he just looks like a man who could cave your skull in.
Yeah, you also have Lashana Lynch and Rami Malek in this.
Is Rami Malek the one wearing the weird mask?
No, he's actually shown.
Oh no, I see him, but does he wear it at the end?
Oh jeez, I don't know.
Grand
I could not tell you that. What I can tell you is Lashana Lynch will be playing, I suppose, another 00 agent, but it's never stated what number. So it could also be assumed that she's replacing him as 007 because he got married and went on holidays.
That's
and
the thing.
left.
I read the Wikipedia of Spectre.
Okay,
and he left.
He found your one.
Found your one.
He found the wife, and then he was like, "I'm so in love. I don't want to kill people."
He took an Aston Martin from the government.
Yeah.
And then they drove off into the sunset.
Yes.
Now, presumably, he's called back in.
Yeah, for one more job.
Because if you recall, in Spectre, the first paragraph...
The first paragraph?
The 00 division was shut down.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I seen Spectre in the cinema.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Spectre's the only James Bond movie I've seen from start to finish.
Well, this should all be familiar to you then.
I'm very well aware of all the plot points of Spectre.
Basically, they were merging MI5 and MI6.
Yes.
And then M... And there was a new guy called C.
Yes, C was a nerdy guy.
C was a little dickhead. No one liked C. But C was like, no more double O's.
C.
And then Bond went rogue.
Yeah, Bond always goes rogue.
And then he killed a man.
Oh,
which outside
very similar to not going rogue Bond, though, because he kills men all the time.
That's true, but now it's legally murder.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because he doesn't have the license to kill anymore. No. So...
A license to kill. But do you remember in the first one in Casino Royale?
Yeah.
Royale, he has to kill 2 people to get the license to kill.
Yeah,
after one,
true.
is he on the learner permit of killing? You can only kill like not on motorways.
When he's like accompanied by an approved killer.
Yeah. Brings him along.
And then he puts that man in it. Oh, then he kills his approved killer.
Oh, there's
it's the only way
killer.
you can do it.
Oh, Darth Plagueis the Wise. So I said great stunts.
Yeah.
The bike stunt.
Bike stunt looks class.
I think that was that's their main thing.
I think that's that's their, you're going to see this shot.
Yeah, and I'm sure they spend lots and lots of money on that, but it looks really good.
I like the guns in the headlights.
Guns in there. Oh yes, I have Batmobile written down.
Very Batmobile.
But also, did you notice that there's the Batman theme song? Well, look, it's not the Batman theme song, but you know Hans Zimmer's tune for Batman in the Christopher Nolan trilogy?
Yeah.
That basically starts playing halfway through this trailer.
It?
And I just thought, this is the Batman team, but they've just, they've just changed it.
They've pitched it slightly.
Slightly, but I'm just like, Hans Zimmer needs to have a word with somebody in this production.
Is he doing the music on this, maybe? Is he phoning it in?
Sure. Just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Change a few notes, it'll be fine.
It's essentially the same character.
No, hang on. Okay, so I've got the trailer up here.
Yeah.
Slight cut, but we got the trailer up, and I just want you to listen to this, and you tell me if this is Hans Zimmer's James Bond team.
Bond. James Bond.
So you're not dead?
Hello, Q, I've missed you.
Might as well be the same.
Asset this country has.
It's
Control. I'm not going to lose.
Yeah, it's that. He's jumping off a building in Tokyo right now.
He's in Tokyo.
Yeah.
James.
And now it's going into James Bond in it.
For her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It goes for like a whole minute. I was just watching this going, someone needs to have a word.
Have they realised?
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know. Does Bond have a bad knee now? Is that his thing?
I think the joke is he has a bad knee.
Has he got shot in the knee?
He took an arrow to the knee, maybe.
Of course, because it was so long ago.
Because he's so old.
That meme was relevant.
Of course. I have. So my notes are great shots, as we said. Odd Couple. Him and Lashana Lynch. What they're doing cleverly
Yeah.
is you love an odd couple.
You love an odd. James isn't going to be happy. Lashana isn't going to be happy.
He's old school. She's new school. How will they ever get along?
I think they will. I think by the end they'll have a begrudging respect for each
And
other.
James Bond, notorious sexist.
Oh,
so how is he
absolutely.
going to respect somebody?
Do you think, like, at the end of this movie, he'll ride off into the sunset again?
See, that's a question, because this is his last movie, and everyone knows it's his last movie.
Yeah. So do you kill him and confirm the whole James Bond is a code name thing, or
You could do that, but then I think they'll back out of that.
Yeah.
Because they want to make more money later on.
yeah, and casting the next Bond? Then I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe they would. Maybe they would just like have him either drive off or shoot him in the face,
If he took a bullet for Lashana Lynch
in the knee.
in the knee,
In the knee,
very
in his
good.
good knee, because she said she's going to shoot him, but she doesn't actually want to shoot him.
okay, well, if look, they're punching Blofeld.
Okay, Blofeld's there. Blofeld, yeah, of course.
Blofeld has a gun pointed at James,
And then there's another Blofeld across the room with another gun.
yeah, true,
Yes.
also pointed
Okay.
at James. But then Lashana Lynch is like on the ground, and then she fires a gun through his good knee and hits Blofeld in the non-scarred eye,
Oh shit!
in the good one.
And then Lashana Lynch stands up and says, "I'm also Blofeld."
Everyone's Blofeld all the time.
And James Bond looks at himself and goes, "Maybe I'm Blofeld."
No, you're not Blofeld.
No, you're not. We all hate you.
You're the worst.
Yeah, Rami Malek is in this. I think he could be a good villain
I think so too.
because he's real creepy.
I think he'll be. It's another like soft-spoken James Bond villain. I think.
And he'll be soft-spoken, then he'll get really loud, and then he'll get soft-spoken
Yeah, I can
again.
see an absolute scream coming out of him.
He'll just whisper. He's like, he's always in control. And then James Bond will overcome his plan.
Yeah.
We'll find him. He'll scream at one of his henchmen.
Yeah,
That'll
have
be
it
the
there.
scene.
That'll be it. And everyone will everyone in the audience will go, ooh.
Oh, he's mad now. You don't like Rami when he's angry.
Angry Rami.
Rangry.
It was. We both thought of it. You're the only man with the balls to say it.
I will finish on this. One, I have apathy for this movie.
Yeah.
Total and utter
Do not care. Completely
You
unnecessary.
probably noticed by us taking the piss out of it non-stop, but yeah, I think James Bond as a franchise, but even they say it in the trailer, I think they're even aware of it, because they're like, you're old school, James, they don't care about you, and I
Yeah.
think it's just a comment on the fact that nobody cares about James Bond anymore.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know. Is that a commentary on spy movies or? I mean, one of the films we're going to talk about later in this episode is a spy movie.
Technically it's a spy movie.
So maybe it's just a different
And
style.
one of the best MCU movies of the current run is a spy movie called Winter Soldier.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the
yes.
Wasp, of course, the most spy movie.
But no, I get what you're saying. That it might just be the
Make a-
formula people are
Make
tired
a
of.
good spy movie.
Yeah, make a Kingsman 1.
Kingsman's a spy movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, that's really good.
Yeah, and Kingsman 2 also came out.
But I think James Bond is just like, on an overall scheme, their view is, well, people just don't like spy movies.
Yeah, must be.
It can't just be that they don't really care about James Bond, and it's a very 50s idea that we've kind of just kept going and beaten into the ground.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think there is a lot of goodwill towards it. Like people, like I don't think anyone actively.
There's a difference between goodwill and interest, though.
Yeah,
People are like, James Bond, okay, that's a franchise that I've heard of.
I think people remember watching James Bond that Christmas.
Yeah, but they also don't care if there's a new one coming out.
No, yeah,
So, yeah, New Time to Die.
New Time to Die.
No Time to Die, Blofeld, we're looking at you. He just never dies.
Never dies.
He can't get rid of the chap. Yeah, so James Bond has its own trailer coming out. We're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Venom 2, Sean.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Venom 3.
No, there's a Venom 3 at some stage.
Oh,
Don't you
oh,
worry,
definitely.
boy. Don't you worry.
What's the story with Venom 2?
Well, Venom 2, the producer for Venom 2 has now come out. Now, last week we discussed that DC will be doing a lot more R-rated movies because of Joker's success.
Absolutely.
Well, we didn't consider the fact that Joker's success might also have a knock-on effect to other studios and other comic book movies.
Right.
Because Venom 2's producer says that they will now consider an R-rated version due to Joker's box office success, Sean.
Okay.
R-rated movies, that's where the money is.
There was a big push on the internet for Venom 1 to be R-rated.
True story, and they didn't do it because they didn't think they'd make enough money.
Like, it's just cowardice, isn't it?
Yes.
Pure cowardice. But also, I think that now there'll be this weird disconnect between the two movies if suddenly it's R-rated.
Yeah, like he steps up several notches between
exactly.
movies. But I know what you're thinking. Why would this producer say that? Like, maybe he's doing it because they have a cool idea that they just really want to do R-rated. Surely you wouldn't just do it because you would consider as an overall view, R-rated movies now work.
Yeah, surely there's a reason.
There would have to be a reason. Well, his first line is, I think you always have to think about it now that works.
Now that works.
His exact words were, now that works, which basically means, well, R-rated movies as a whole are now just perfectly...
Now that Joker finally allowed R-rated movies to be made.
to make loads of money. And Deadpool. And Logan. So, I mean, clearly it works, Sean.
Yeah, but... okay, one thing. I think in this interview, they might have said, would you make Venom 2 R-rated? And I think he might have just gone, yeah, we'd consider it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's set in stone. But that's a fucking dickhead answer, isn't it?
See, now, so it isn't like suddenly everybody's considering what to do with the rating. I think what Joker does is it tells you that you can succeed with an R rating, he says.
But you knew that. Anything can succeed with any rating if it's good.
So, for a very long time, that was the narrative. And Deadpool sort of wrestled that to the turf. And then Logan. But for a long time, that was considered totally forbidden. So, I think it's the greatest thing in the world. The R-rated movies are not only being embraced, but are now massive money earners for massive audiences.
You would have had, I would have liked you so much more if you hadn't mentioned money right at the end.
And it just means that there are more opportunities for that kind of storytelling in R-rated movies.
Because it makes money, now we'll tell stuff.
Yeah, look, I think he's kind of giving the game away with the money line.
Yeah. Classic producer, am I right? It's like our producer only cares about us because we make millions.
Millions. Our producer being Rami Malek.
Rami Malek, Blofeld.
Blofeld's our producer.
I don't agree with this dude's, look, I'm sure he's made more money than I can ever hope of having, but...
Now, Venom made $860 million.
Yeah, still quite successful. Somehow.
Does Venom 1 make more than that? Or
Does Venom 2 make more than that?
No. Does Venom 1 make more or less than $860 million if it's R-rated?
More.
More?
Yeah. Because this
But then clearly he's right.
But they didn't do it.
They didn't, but I don't think it would have. Why do you think it would have?
Because you would have gotten a whole different audience. It would have been a different story.
Okay.
And I think this was in the time, Venom came out 2017, 2018?
2017,
so you were right off of Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And Logan the year before that. So I think people were in the mood for maybe a more... Because what we got in Venom was a really watered down
Venom.
Because
Venom is R-rated as a property, really.
Yeah. I do think, even just for the novelty of saying it's R-rated, let's go see it, I think they would have got a more dedicated fan base, maybe.
That's interesting, because I would have said the opposite.
Really?
I would have said that you would have had more diehard fans, but you would have had less general fans.
But I think the diehard fans wouldn't necessarily go to the PG-13 one. I think having it...
I still think they would.
I
still think they would. If they see Venom in the cinema and they love Venom, I don't care, they would still go see it.
Having it PG-13 and toned down might have made it... It might have been a better movie R-rated, meaning there would be more talk about it.
Would you have enjoyed to see Venom eating more people's heads?
Maybe. Maybe I would have. A visceral Venom movie would always be a better movie than a
But this raises the point that if you, Sony, like, I know we don't like Sony. Well, we do.
We like the
sometimes.
Spider-Verse.
We like the Spider-Verse. But here's the thing. Sony are planning to do a live-action Spider-Verse kind of thing. And they want Tom Holland and they want Venom in the same universe. But you can't do an R-rated Venom and then introduce him to fucking Tom Holland. Hello, Mr. Venom. And then he's after eating 10, 20 people's heads.
But you have an R-rated Deadpool who meets Colossus.
That's different. That's in a Deadpool movie itself. That Deadpool has not appeared in Avengers. We don't actually know if that will even work.
Okay.
I think an R-rated going to a PG-13 is a lot different because then.
But then I would argue that Tom Holland isn't in a Venom movie. He's in a Spider-Verse movie.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And they can follow the laws of that movie that they're in.
But then the fight scene breaks out, and you're just wondering, why doesn't Venom just eat everyone? Why is he throwing holes at his punches?
Why does Spider-Man hold his punches?
I suppose because he's PG-13.
Or he has a reason to.
Yeah,
you know?
Venom doesn't. Venom's a dick.
Give him a reason. He's an anti-hero.
He's not an anti-hero. I don't like Venom.
He's eating people's heads.
I never got over the fact that scene in Venom where Tom Hardy he turns into Venom and then he eats a guy's head and then he turns back into Tom Hardy and he's chewing.
Yeah.
Now that is a cannibal. If I've ever seen
That's
one,
a man
Sean,
who has eaten human.
that is a man who's eaten a human's head, and I cannot get behind that.
Okay, so that's in the PG-13 Venom.
It is actually.
So you want that Venom to meet Tom Holland?
Oh no, actually, I don't want any Venom. So you're up for this?
I'm up for an R-rated Venom movie, but I was up for an R-rated Venom 1. This is a cash grab.
Can you go up? It would be harder to go back. It's probably easier to go from PG-13 to R rather than R to PG-13.
I think it's easier to write a reason why it would go from R to PG-13.
Okay, so if you were going the other way, would it not be easier to just be like, I suppose,
because
he just starts acting like even more crazy?
Yeah, I guess. I think with enough good writing, you can do anything.
Yeah, but this is Venom and Sony,
of course.
So
with enough studio interference, you can do anything.
With enough guys in suits going, what if we do this?
Yeah, here's $1 million. Do this. Do what I want.
Yeah. And then another guy in another suit called Todd.
Yeah.
He's like, here's another $1 million. Do the opposite.
But that guy told me to make the best movie ever.
Shut up, no. So Venom 2 arrives in theaters October 2nd, 2020. They still have not decided on what rating it will have.
It's not started filming yet, has it?
Well, it's coming out in 2020 October, so yeah. 2020 is in less than a few weeks.
Okay, fair. So it's been filmed and they haven't decided the rating?
I would assume they're probably either 3/4 of the way through filming.
Okay.
They're a lot of the way through.
Okay.
So they're probably shooting R-rated and PG-13, which they did in the first one, and then they're just cutting. They would just edit it around.
Just
whatever,
picking which one they want.
Picking whichever version they want.
Okay, well, look, if it was... If
right now, comes out tomorrow, what would you prefer?
R-rated.
Oh, you nearly said PG-13.
Yeah.
That was in your heart.
But my head knows different. No, I would prefer to say an R-rated Venom.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Look, I'm willing to accept that, but at the same
time... What would you prefer? What do you think would do better? What would you prefer? No Venom.
I would just, no Venom. Don't make me see Venom.
Just sponge it from history.
Like, Tom Hardy's amazing. I would probably go, look, if you're going to do Venom, you got to do R-rated.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to be true to the character.
Yeah, and what we've seen of him. Because Venom did get, toned down in the comics. He went from eating people
to eating chocolate.
Yes. You can make a joke out of it if you have to.
I suppose.
But.
Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is the title of the new Ghostbusters sequel has been confirmed.
Back in the Habit, Electric Boogaloo.
This time it's personal.
Yes.
Volume 2.
The Redemption.
The Redemption story, Last Jedi.
No, Venom.
Ghostbusters 2 Venom. Ghostbusters 2020 has the official title, and now it is going to be called Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay.
Because they're ghosts.
Of course, because everyone forgot about the old movies.
Clever.
Yes.
So, of course, Ghostbusters Afterlife will see the return of all the original cast members: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, and Annie Potts, while Paul Rudd will be joining the cast, along with all of the all of the children that have been cast, including Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
And Finn Wolfhard's band.
Of course. And and director Jason Reitman. I never know how to pronounce that second name. Jason Smith. They announced it during the week that it will be called Ghostbusters Afterlife. Can we read anything into that name, or is it just a put on ghosts and a put on the fact that all the old people are back?
It might be a case of I think if I were to sum up this movie in a theme, I think it's going to be legacy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there might be a passing of the torch kind of thing. Like, what happens to you after you're gone, that whole thing. It's also going to be a stupid comedy movie.
Can I just say, there might be a scene where Bill Murray has to interact with Finn Wolfhard.
Oh my god.
And I just thought that in my head, and I thought, that seems ridiculous, but also I love that.
I think it will happen.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that the kids hear about the tales of the Ghostbusters and they go looking for them?
I think that would probably happen, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a case of, they're old, that they don't care about it anymore.
Yeah, but the kids love it.
And they want them to come back. Or the kids have a ghost problem.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's only one people.
They find an old phone book.
Yeah, a phone book. Kids don't know of a phone. Millennials, if you ask me.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, come on now.
But, what's going to happen if this movie comes out and it bombs hard? Because then every bargaining chip that every aggressive Ghostbusters fan has ever had
about 2016,
that's just gone. Like, if this is a bad movie.
But you forget 2016 had women though,
but they said it would have been better with the original cast.
They would
now they have the original cast.
They have the original cast, but I think it'll do better.
Do you think so?
I think it will. I think, let's be honest, right? Ghostbusters 2016 is a below average film, but it's not awful.
No.
And it's not the best film ever. It was just, there's I would say 50 of those films to come out a year that are just okay.
It's grand.
Right, cool. Yeah, I'll just never watch it again.
Yeah.
But the problem with that was that the first trailer came out, and the first trailer was really bad.
For the first Ghost?
For Ghostbusters 2016. I remember the first trailer came out, and it just, they chose all of the wrong scenes, and
right.
Just as a trailer,
it
just was not a good one. I just remember watching and I remember watching the movie going, the trailer didn't do it justice. Not to say it was good, but the trailer made it look worse
than the trailer.
Yes, which is bad, because if you do a 2-hour movie, really you should find 2 minutes of footage. Even you can put into a trailer. A minute and a half of just put into a trailer to make it
30
look.
seconds.
So I think the trailer for this, I think this will do good, because in the first trailer you literally just have Bill Murray and you have the Ghostbusters title, and then you make more money.
Do you think it'll be super pandery though, if they just here's Bill Murray being wacky?
I think as a movie it probably won't be that good, but I think it'll make a lot of money, because the trailers literally can just rely on nostalgia.
Okay.
And if you bring back...
That's true. Nostalgia is...
nostalgia is a very powerful tool to get people into the cinema. This is not to say that movie will be good.
No.
It's just to say that people will go see it.
People will pay money to see it.
People will pay money to see it, even if it's a 5 out of 10, which I'm assuming it'll probably be a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah, and I'm also, I'm curious as to when in the year this will come out.
It's coming out July 10th. Smack bang in the middle of summer.
July?
Yeah, for a Ghostbusters.
I would have put it
Halloween.
Surely it would put it Halloween. Unless they're doing it July, it'll be in cinemas till late August probably.
I think they're thinking that it will have that sway, that it's a big summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
People will go see this.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jurassic World did well.
Jurassic World did do well, and that did have nostalgia, but that also had Chris Pratt.
Yeah, who was the hot ticket item.
Yeah, he was it, and so you have
Bryce Dallas
Howard. So you have the two of them leading it, but you build off nostalgia, but you build a whole. I'm not saying those movies are amazing.
No, but you build it for a new generation.
Yeah, it's that would be the way to do it if you're going to do it. You use the nostalgia to introduce people to new characters.
Yes.
But with this, I think this is lined up because you have the children there, or not the children, but the young adults,
young people,
the young peeps. They're there to kind of carry it on. If you use Bill Murray to bring people in, then you're like, oh, what's Finn Wolfhard's idea? What's his deal?
Yeah. What's he working on?
What's he working
then
on,
you bring
huh?
them back 30 years from
Yeah,
now.
he's always up to strange things.
Oh, very good.
Thanks.
Very good, Connor.
Oh, boys, I'm tired.
You referenced a thing that actor was in. I see what you did, and I like it.
That's what you shoot in here for. This whole segment was just for me to say that.
Leading up to that. This whole podcast has been about that.
I've done 60 episodes just waiting for this one moment. Are you excited about this movie, or do you care?
I don't really care. I don't like Ghostbusters all that much.
Yeah, me and you aren't. Like, Ghostbusters 1 is really good.
I don't hold any attachment to it. I'm sure it's good, but
I quite like Ghostbusters 1. I probably have a bit more nostalgia for it than you. Ghostbusters 2 I think is terrible. So
I watched the Ghostbusters TV show when I was a kid, the animated
that's
one.
good.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah. That's pretty like, we're all about that nostalgia. So,
Yeah.
speaking of nostalgia, Sean, let's get on to our second trailer of the week.
Of course.
Huh?
Strange Things
No.
with Finn Wolfhard.
It's just him talking to the camera. This happened to me yesterday.
Fucking lads, the pyramids were a bit...
Isn't that strange?
That's how he ends every episode.
Villain-filled Mulan trailer gets down to business to defeat the Huns. Yes.
Very nice.
Mulan trailer came out during the week, Sean. We have seen Aladdin. We have seen Lion King. They're all getting remakes. Mulan is the next one lined up. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
I think this looks quite good.
Yes!
It looks like a really good movie. And it seems different, a decent bit from the Disney's Mulan.
I don't know. I see the few shots that were shot by shot.
No, but like the actual plot of this
Okay.
seems to be following the actual Chinese tale
Yeah, because...
of Hua Mulan.
Yes, because the first thing I noticed was I have it in big bold writing, which? Question mark.
Yeah.
So in the animated movie, I'm sure everyone has seen it. You have Eddie Murphy playing a dragon.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only
Mystical element.
element. There's no mystical element in the actual storyline, and you
No.
could even say that she's literally just imagining Eddie Murphy being there rather than like
You could, I suppose. I don't think he has any agency.
he has no impact on the plot, really.
Yeah.
Like, she goes to war and they're fighting with swords. There's nobody there, has fireballs or anything in the
Yeah.
fight. So, in this, the minute I seen the witch, I went, oh, that's a bit different, that she has to fight a witch, rather
Yeah.
than... Because in the animated movie, that guy was just evil.
He was just a bad dude.
He was just a real bad dude, and he was, the best fighter, and he was just evil.
Whereas now he's got, an accomplice.
Who's super powerful.
Yeah, who I imagine is pulling the strings.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
What do you think of this mystical element kind of thing?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's something different. My problem with Lion King and Aladdin was that they were telling largely the same story.
Okay, yeah, because we did shit on Aladdin and Lion King a little bit.
Yeah, so I think, you say a little bit.
A little bit. Look, I was trying to keep it a bit toned down, but it was quite a lot, yes.
Yeah.
Because we don't really like remakes.
No, so I think having,
Cash grabs.
cash grabs indeed. So I think having a different plot, different story beats even, I think it's gonna give this one a lot of new viewer value, if you can get me.
I don't know how much more viewer value you can add, though, because I think a lot of it will be still 90% the same.
Yeah.
The only thing you could possibly change is the big fight scene at the end. In that, we see her on the rooftop and all that stuff, that's very part of that movie. But what we don't see is there's probably going to be a big fight scene between her and that witch, where she has to overcome her in some sort of way. But if you want to get turned into a fucking bird,
Yeah.
I don't know how you fight that.
Wow, big slingshot.
Big slingshot.
But I do think that we're not getting the animated Mulan was a musical as well.
Yes,
So I think
very good song.
very good song.
Very good songs.
But I think to have once that's removed, now you have dialogue and character moments, and even just maybe new things to do. The training might not just be a 6-minute montage.
But that 6-minute montage was amazing,
It's fucking
though.
amazing. I think we discussed this before that we wanted to just cut to that, hard cut to that at one point.
Yeah, you just have the whole normal live action movie.
Yeah.
When she gets to the camp,
Yeah.
6-minute animated montage with the same song.
Yeah.
Just going along, and then he'll just make a man out of them,
He says it. He says the
he's
thing.
going to say it, but I just want that animated cut, and then it goes back to live action, and just nobody says anything.
No one addresses it.
Everyone's just trained at the end of the montage.
So I think like you can do the training now over a longer arc, if you get me.
How would you defeat a woman who can turn into a bird?
I told
Slingshot.
you, big slingshot.
That seems like you only really get one shot at that, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, you get. Well, unless you bring two slingshots. You're not firing at it out with a slingshot. You're hoping to lift up the slingshot, catch the bird, and it gets flung back into a mountain.
That would seem almost harder.
It would.
It would seem you've kind of put yourself out there, really.
Have you ever
with
fought
that.
a witch, Conor?
Yeah, I've never fought a witch who can turn into a bird. I'm not going to doubt you. That's how you defeat them.
What do you think about the whole, like the bit at the start where he's like, do you know why there's a phoenix at the Emperor's left hand? Do you think someone's gonna turn into a phoenix in this film?
Oh.
Is if magic is a thing?
Yeah, because that implies maybe the witch will turn her into a phoenix.
Maybe.
Because I'm assuming Mulan isn't magic herself, so it can't be a witch. Like she's like, I just want to be a phoenix.
I can see this happening. That like something gets set on fire and she walks out, like a phoenix from the ashes.
She's magic proof.
Magic proof.
Yes.
I don't know. It's something, you know. The family's ancestral sword gives her powers or something.
Yeah, no, you could do something like that.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't really know the legend.
See, we don't really know the legend, but at the same time, that makes sense. Like, they wouldn't have put the Phoenix Light in. I think it would be a good callback later on. That's just classic storytelling in a film. If he's like, do you need a phoenix beside the king?
Yeah, exactly. And even if it's just that, it's a symbol of growth and rebirth and things like that. That's grand. But maybe have her walking out of a room full of fire.
I have mostly the same notes for this. I have cool cinematography, cool fight scenes, cool action scenes. Looks lovely. I have those 3 notes. They're 3 separate notes, but they're all basically the same.
It does look lovely. That scene in the town square where the soldiers come in and announce that they're taking one man from every family, that is like so much colour and just vibrancy.
It's so much colour, but I actually really like the setting that it's like a square of houses. So like, ironically, like, it feels you're kind of trapped in there. Like, they're coming to take her father. Yeah. Like, there's buildings on all sides, and there's no way to get out because they have the only entrance, and they've filled it up with army soldiers.
Yeah, so you were going with them.
You're going with them whether you like it or not.
And like, some of the stuff with the father, like he's holding out the sword and it's too heavy for him.
Yes.
And he's shaking. Some of that stuff is gorgeous.
See, now that is, we've seen that in the animated movie, but seeing it in live action, like, it adds a bit of,
yeah, because you can see the worry in that man's face.
Yeah, as he realises I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And even the mother says, like, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back this time.
Like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
And fucking hell. Do you think this will be, like, way darker?
I don't think there'll be as much humour for Mushu kind of thing, you know?
But it's also Disney.
It is.
So I'm assuming it'll be PG.
Yeah, but I think that's all right for this.
So nobody's going to get decapitated or like cannibalism or anything like that.
No, I think all the swords are effectively going to be like
clang, clang, clang.
Yeah.
Then you like chop off a piece of like a wire and something falls on them, and then you win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of the villains encountering their own demise.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of stands there until the villain eventually kills himself.
Sucks into a plane rotor.
Sucks into a plane, yeah. He just kind of looks.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones gets punched until he wins.
That's it, yeah. He can just take a beating.
So the Mulan trailer came out. I mean, I think there was probably going to be a lot of backlash against this if this didn't look good.
Yeah.
Because I think Mulan is one of those movies where people are like, this is really good. Like, the animated movie's amazing.
It's very, very good.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
But this looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And it probably will make a lot of money. And to be honest with you, I think this is probably the most excited I've been about one of these remakes.
I'm on the same level as you. It's the one I will see.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and that is a new Planet of the Apes movie is happening, Sean.
Oh.
Yes, I know you're excited. Calm yourself.
Okay.
Please. You were like the least excited I've ever seen you. So since Disney acquired Fox earlier in the year for a whopping how much?
36 billion or something?
$71 billion.
Oh, they doubled it, of course.
Yes. the Planet of the Apes franchise was acquired during the buyout, and it has produced 9 installments in the past 51 years, Sean.
Maybe too many.
Maybe too many. Following the wrapping of the recent trilogy, centering on Andy Serkis's Caesar, it looks like the studio now has another Planet of the Apes movie in the works.
Okay, fine.
Again. Maze Runner director Wes Ball has been reportedly hired to helm an upcoming Planet of the Apes movie. But wait, is this a sequel to the 2017's War for the Planet of the Apes?
Is it?
Or a reboot of the entire property, Sean?
Can't do another reboot this soon, can you?
See, we don't know, because interesting enough, the writer and director of the last 2 Planet of the Apes films, Matt Reeves, was a producer on Wes Ball's last movie, right?
Yes.
So, you could say Matt Reeves and him have a connection.
They're bros.
So you could do a sequel technically to Matt Reeves' movies, but I don't know how you would do a sequel to the last movie, because spoilers, didn't end too well for the humans.
No, but you can... So the first Planet of the Apes movie follows... The whole spin on the new movies was that, oh, you're following the apes in this one.
Yes.
The original Planet of the Apes, you're following humans encountering the world. So you can just go back to that formula.
Just go back again to them on the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Or is
it? Wait, this is New York!
But
what's the Homer Simpson? Wait, this is our planet!
You maniacs. But you just have the astronauts return to Earth. And they crash land, and then they find that it's changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I get what you're saying. Like, I don't think there's too much story left to tell from the apes' perspective.
I don't think so.
You did a whole trilogy on it, and they were all really good movies.
Yeah.
But a trilogy, like, you brought the story up and you ended the story.
Yeah, and if you want to tell how they grew a society, you have that as a part. Like, you have an ape tell the human how this happened.
Yeah, you come in with us. Like, we are the protagonist as the audience. You have a character there who knows nothing.
Yeah. Because also at the end of the last one, there's that deaf girl that the apes just like tuck in. So I guess she'll be buried somewhere after she dies. You know, like that's a story thread left dangling a little bit. Like,
yeah, there's
one human.
But I think, do you think this is just literally Disney acquiring all the Fox properties and some guy at Disney going, I kind of like those Planet of the Apes movies, we just do another one?
Yeah, I think it's that, and then someone put all the box office into a calculator.
And they said, and somebody in a group was like, we'll probably make another $1 billion if we do Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. I would watch another one of them, though. I wouldn't be mad at it. I think they're fine.
I think Matt Reeves was really good. It depends on the director. Maze Runner is actually quite a good movie. Have you seen Maze Runner?
No, nor have I read it.
Maze Runner is part of that series of books that I've told you about several times that are batshit insane.
Yeah, and it's that pitch that meant that I have not seen it or read it yet.
No, they're all on Netflix. I'm telling you should watch them.
Okay.
It's one of those just to watch and just be like, what the fuck is going on?
What is happening?
What is happening? The book is even worse, but I mean, in a good way.
In a good way, of course, yeah.
I would say that Wes Ball the Maze Runner is actually a very, very pretty movie, and it's kind of like a dystopian future where, like, obviously they're in a maze, the first one.
Oh.
He likes to run in said maze. It's all in the title, but he has experience doing dystopian futures where the whole planet is destroyed.
That's fair, actually.
And
yeah.
so he would be able to capture that feeling.
Yeah. He can world build quite well.
He can world build. Now that depends on if he works off Matt Reeves' world or he makes his own world. As we said, we probably would prefer if he didn't continue on with Andy Serkis's Caesar's point of view. Andy Serkis can be in it, but he should be like the villain rather than the person we follow.
Yeah. I think you're right that we've told the ape story.
Yeah, like it's fairly done. Like they won.
It's their planet
now.
Because we did the human resistance.
Yeah,
is the thing. We've already done that,
and we were not good at that.
Oh no,
we lost.
We lost hard.
So this is actually near the end of Movie Monday, Sean.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Thanks, everyone.
No, we actually have 2 more pieces of news.
2 more pieces.
I want my one little piece of news, just really quickly. I just really wanted to get this before Black Widow.
Right.
I wanted to bring you up, excite you.
Oh fuck! I think I know what's coming. Oh no.
No, you don't.
Oh, he's done it again.
You don't. So here we go. Universal's Dark Universe.
What?
The new movies that have been planned for the franchise, Sean.
Damn it.
We're back.
We're
the
back
Dark Universe is back. So what did we talk about last week? The Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman, yeah,
Well,
we did.
that's kind of given us a nibble. And I think the Universal have looked at that and said, you know what? I'm thinking...
Do a load of these,
I'm
lads.
thinking we have a fucking logo. We fucking stick the logo
Open the
in.
vault, get the logo out.
Open Microsoft Documents and it'll be in one of our files.
Yeah.
We'll open it up, it'll be fine. So, Universal has now said that they are looking... Oh, sorry, very quickly.
Oh.
What's the Dark Universe,
yeah,
Sean? Just
fuck,
really
okay.
quickly.
Basically, Universal own all the monster movies and all those properties, so they decided when everyone was starting these shared universes that they'd just go right out of the gate and say, this is the Dark Universe.
Just the very first movie they create a universe.
Yeah, they made a special logo for it and
Yeah.
everything, and then the movie didn't do very well. It was Tom Cruise's The Mummy?
It was Tom Cruise's The Mummy that also included Russell Crowe, who just monologued and used a lot of exposition for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Telling us he was Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a weird, like, gas system thing.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. But then Tom Cruise was in it. It was all, it was just lovely. And he had to kiss the mummy to win.
Yeah, he did.
He had to sexually assault the mummy. Look, Tom, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there, but...
it did not do well.
No, but they had announced, or it was heavily
About
rumored,
17 movies.
there's a load of movies coming, and then they just kind of lay dormant for a few years.
Yes.
Much like The Mummy.
So now we realise that the Invisible Woman is back on. But what this has done is now opened up the possibility that we're back on, Sean.
back on.
We're back on with the Dark Universe. There's a hint that there's rumours
Right?
that they're interested in doing it again.
Oh my god.
So-
As Charles Dance said at the end of that one, the game is on.
The game is on, and now it is back on, right? Because we have, so far, these are the movies that are lined up. The Invisible Man, which has a trailer and is coming out.
Looks pretty good.
Yes. So, The Invisible Man is all about, as you can guess, a man who is invisible.
Didn't see that coming.
It's kind of a horror. kind of
yeah,
thing.
it's like a body horror, but reverse, because there's no body.
It's a sci-fi classic, they say.
Cool.
And it's coming out on February 28th. September 28th, it says.
September 28th.
February 29th. On a leap
2020.
year. No, February 28th. It's coming out this year. Next year. Yeah,
Nearly.
well, look. Yeah, basically
In a
this
couple
year.
of months.
Basically, like 2 months.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, look, it's fine. But The Invisible Man is coming out. And so now they have The Invisible Woman. They have The Invisible Man. They've already...
Invisible children.
They've already had Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Sexually assaulting a mommy. They've also already...
Big old tick right there.
Big old tick in the notebook, that's done. Exposition, Russell Crowe weirdo.
Tick.
Big fucking tick. Now we've got the Invisible Man. Invisible tick. Invisible tick. You gotta
Very
add to
good.
it, yeah.
Just erase the lines.
Just erase the rest of it. So you've got the Invisible Man, that's already coming out. Not only do we have that, we now also have Dark Army, which is another interesting sign that Universal's Dark Universe is a change. It is the fact that writer-director Paul Feig has been brought into the fold with a project to call his own.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So after delivering comedies, if you don't know, Paul Feig did Bridesmaids
Yeah.
and Last Christmas, which came out
The other day.
Feig is now on deck to work on a project known only as Dark Army.
Right.
It's all dark and army. It's the Dark Universe.
Okay, I don't know how much mileage I
Yeah.
get out of that.
What are we talking about?
Like, is there any details on
For as much as we don't know about Dark Army, we do
Ah.
know a couple of crucial pieces of information.
Good.
Namely, this is a passion project for Paul Feig. Not really a piece of information.
Not really, no,
And
more of an
it's-
opinion.
And it's going to not only bring back classic Universal monsters, but it'll also introduce us to some new players. So this is their new way of introducing 10 different characters at once.
Right, oh, okay.
Yes.
It's like in...
They're going Avengers straight out the gate, and then we're going to track back.
It's kind of like Justice League, where there's just grabbed a load of characters and it's like, there you go, there's your team.
Look, there you go now, huh? And also, Paul Feig did Ghostbusters, so he knows about monsters.
He does, actually.
You know?
He ain't afraid of no Dark Army.
Of no Dark Army. That's in the song.
That's true.
So,
big tick.
Big tick on the Dark Army's locked in. So, moving on to our next thing. You've got James Wan's Frankenstein, right?
Okay.
So, James Wan has been brought in to do Frankenstein, as according to a Variety report. Now, Frankenstein was also meant to include Angelina Jolie as
Bride of Frankenstein?
Bride of Frankenstein. She was going to have her own movie. So, this Dark Universe project is now in the shadows of a quick revision to the initial source of this news. So, like, they brought it out a few years ago, then they were like, it's over.
gone.
And now it's back.
Okay,
now
we're
it's
back in.
However, right, seeing as The Invisible Man is coming out, they've now decided that maybe James Wan's Frankenstein can be back on the table. Who doesn't love Frankenstein?
Everyone loves Frankenstein. He's a classic monster.
Classic. Actually, Frankenstein was the doctor, not Frankenstein the monster. Come on now, Sean.
Emmanuel, the doctor, was the real monster.
Oh, very good. Imagine we were just talking about it. He's the real scumbag.
He's the real dickhead.
James Wan coming into directing. What are you thinking about that?
That's pretty good.
Would you watch a Frankenstein movie in 2020 or 2021?
If it comes out in October, yeah.
Really? Even then, I might not go see it.
I know, but I'm not watching it in the drippings of summer.
No. Roasted.
Yeah, sweltering in the cinema. Like, I would watch. I used to be real into Frankenstein.
Really?
Yeah, just like as a, people say, "What's your favourite monster?"
Right.
I said Frankenstein because of the issues brought up in the novel.
Yes,
of course.
What are the issues?
Oh, life
And monster. Maybe there's a monster inside all of us.
Oh, has science gone too far?
If you sew a person's body part onto another person, that person will be sad.
That's true, but one person will have 4 arms.
4 arms, but the other person, no arms.
No arms.
How did that work?
He's lucky he has 6 legs.
He's real fast, but he can't pick things up.
No balance at all.
No balance. So you've got Frankenstein coming out. You've got James Wan locked in.
Yeah.
You got the Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
You've got the Invisible Man. You've got Dark Army. But not only that, Sean.
Sorry. Big tick for Frankenstein, but 2 different coloured markers.
Oh, good. And we're finishing off our Dark Universe with Renfield. Renfield?
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
You know Dracula Untold?
I know a Dracula.
The game is on, Dracula Untold, that came out. Well, Dracula has a right-hand minion called Renfield. It's Orien Field. Is that Renfeld? I'm thinking of Blofeld.
His name isn't Blofeld, is it? Have we been wrong this whole time?
Look, I don't know. But director Dexter Fletcher, known for having a hit with this year's Rocket Man, is attached to direct the film Renfield.
Okay, so it's just Dracula's minion. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And apparently the Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman pitched this film as focusing on Renfield as he starts to realise, just maybe, his master doesn't care an awful lot about him. Right?
Okay, I like Robert Kirkman.
Yes.
Also, isn't that the plot of Igor?
Yes.
The animated movie. Okay, fair.
We just want to get that out there.
Let's get out there.
The Dark Universe have a logo, so they are cooler and can plagiarise.
Forgot about the logo, yeah.
You forget the cool logo.
Okay, I'll roll with that.
So, I know what you're thinking, Sean. There's so much excitement about the Dark Universe. All of these amazing characters we're about to see. Invisible Woman. Invisible Man.
Dark Army,
which we know nothing about. Frankenstein, which is a bit weird. And
Dracula's helper lad.
Dracula's friend.
Question mark?
Take that off. How excited are you for this Dark Universe renaissance? The resurgence of the biggest franchise in Hollywood.
I don't think we'll see some of these.
I don't think we'll see any of these other than the Invisible Man.
We might get Invisible Woman.
Oh yeah, because Elizabeth Banks is attached, yeah.
But I think that, I think the others are just a bit maybe out there for to announce right away.
Who's getting excited about Dark Army?
Yeah, who's getting excited about Renfield?
I love Renfield! A man who I've only just heard of 4 minutes ago when I read his name and his description.
Is Charles Dance going to be in it?
Look, if Charles Dance is in every single... He has to be worked to the fucking bone for this franchise.
You could have Charles Dance, just telling me the story of the movie. I would prefer that.
With his sultry tones.
Yeah.
You'd listen to that.
Absolutely, I would. That would be great.
Imagine him talking about Renfield. You'd be livid. Or not livid. You'd be riveted.
I'd love if he also wasn't able to pronounce it. And he's like,
Renfield, Renfeld, Ren. Kylo Ren.
I'm in Star Wars now.
Star Wars. The Dark Universe is back, Sean. We thought we were out. They've dragged us back in. How excited are you for this?
Oh, maybe not very.
Yeah, that seems like a different amount to me.
Are you very excited for this?
I cannot sleep with the excitement of thinking about Renfeld.
You're lying. Look, all the goodwill in the world to him. Hope they do well.
Surely there has to be more famous monsters than Renfield.
Yeah. Sure.
Even Dracula. I know you did it, but just do Dracula 2.
Yeah, or just like Nosferatu.
Okay. Or Frankenstein's wife. Or a werewolf.
I would fucking love a good werewolf movie.
A good werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Seth Green plays him, like Buffy. Back again.
Oh, very good. Are zombie movies gone now?
I think zombie movies are a little overplayed.
Dark Army might have a bit of those elements.
I hope so. Because Paul Feig, he's not been doing well so far.
What's his track record like? He's got Bridesmaids.
He did Bridesmaids. That was amazing. He started off too high, I think.
And then Last Christmas.
I seen Last Christmas.
Any good?
First hour and a half, not great.
Yeah? How long's the movie?
About an hour and 45.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Last 15's pretty strong.
Credits.
Like, they're singing about Christmas. It's lovely. It gets you in the mood.
It's... Right, okay. So we'll apply that to a Dark Monster movie.
I will tell you the plot of Last Christmas after we stop recording.
Okay.
It is amazing.
Okay, perfect.
We're finishing off this week with the teaser trailer for Black Widow. The big news, other than the Dark Universe, which was obviously the biggest news.
It really should have been our big story.
Really should have been the big story. But Black Widow trailer came out last Tuesday, Sean. What are your thoughts? Get those notes. He's flicking those notes out. Right, here we go. Where do you want to start with this?
I suppose where this sits in Marvel.
Oh, I didn't ask you, Mulan. On the scale of 1 to 10 on the notch, how excited are you about Mulan?
Probably like an 8.
An 8? That's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
That's good, fair enough.
Nearly as high as you can be.
Nearly as high as you can be. So, Black Widow.
Yeah, so this takes place after Civil War.
Yes.
In the Marvel timeline. So she's still there.
It would be weird if she wasn't. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Avengers Endgame.
And everything.
And basically everything. Like, how have you not seen Avengers? And nobody's listening to this who hasn't seen Endgame.
No, not at all. So, it takes place after Civil War. She's, because otherwise she'd be dead.
Yeah.
She's seems to be looking for something or someone while on the run from the government.
Yes, because she's one of the criminals after Civil War.
Yeah.
She betrayed Tony Stark.
Yeah, much like as we learned in Hero Zero on Friday, she defected from a place.
She defected, but she defected again, still to the good guys, but just a different version of the good guys.
Yeah, exactly. She's on the run with Steve Rogers and Falcon.
Yeah.
So, this trailer starts with, you see a lot of footage of Endgame and other movies she was in. You see her narration saying, like, I found a family. I had.
Yeah, they use
life.
the Endgame thing that technically she hasn't actually said yet.
Yeah.
For this movie.
Which is.
So that's her talking in the future about now.
Yes, it's a very, I remember everything that happened to her in Endgame. This is what happened before.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So this isn't like an origin movie. Like, we're not going to go over her family were killed and all this.
You don't think we'll even have that at all?
I think we'll get some of it, but it's not going to be the whole movie.
Okay.
This movie is very much like it's after she's left, she's defected, she's on the Avengers side, and now she's going back.
Yeah, but I think they'll do that through exposition, where when she meets up with her sister or her supposed sister, they'll have scenes where, like, do you remember back when you were doing this and doing this? So, like, they won't specifically show you, but it will be stated that she was evil. She was on the bad guy's side a lot. She did all this stuff.
Did a whole bunch of bad stuff.
She did a whole stuff on her ledger. She's still got red on her ledger. Yes.
I hope she has an actual ledger.
Maybe she does, and it's just covered in red paint.
Yeah, just keep dropping it.
For fuck's sake.
The Marvel logo at the start changes into the Black Widow logo from the comics.
True. That's pretty cool. That's
pretty neat.
Pretty neat. I will say that this trailer gave me Mission Impossible / Winter Soldier vibes.
Slash Jason Bourne.
Slash Jason Bourne. Yeah, it's kind of a mixture between the three of them.
Yeah, which is good. They're good spy movies to pick from.
If you're going to pick spy movies, pick Mission Impossible, which are quite good.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne, which are really good.
Very, very
And Winter
good.
Soldier, which is one of the best MCU movies as a spy movie, thriller.
Yeah, so to have all those together in one.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
an
pick
amazing
Johnny
combo.
English. Pick those three.
Nah, be Johnny English a
Pick
little
Johnny
bit.
English.
So this is like compared to Endgame, I think it's like what was it, 7 years or 8 years or something in the difference?
Oh yeah, because Avengers Endgame has a 5-year
time jump.
So there's 2 years. Yeah, it would be 2 years after. No, was it Infinity War 2017 or 2018?
2018.
2018. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it would be a 2-year jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 7 years.
Yeah, but we see what looks like a much younger General Ross in this.
Okay.
So I think there will be some even further back storytelling.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure they'll show her first Shining Shield.
Really?
I think I'm telling you there'll be a flashback of her joining Shield and General Ross bringing her in.
Do you think so?
I think so.
That's a big... Okay, I'd like that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I hadn't considered that at all.
I think if you have a young General Ross, the scene you put him in is him introducing her to S.H.I.E.L.D. and being like, you're our new big agent.
Yeah.
We know how dangerous you are, we know how powerful you are, and we love to have you on our side, kind of thing. Because he's all about power and having the full control.
Yeah, and having like all the weapons in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
That's nice. So I suppose like a lot of this trailer is centered around what they're calling her family.
Yeah, it's her family. So it's the Russian Captain America. What's his name?
Red. What's it? Oh my god. Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. Played by David Harbour.
David Harbour.
You have Rachel Weisz. Playing.
Who she has said in interviews it's another Black Widow.
She's just she's a different Black Widow.
I'll get back to that.
And her sister.
Yeah, Yelena Belova.
And she's also a Black Widow.
She's also Black Widow, and in the comics is like her antagonist a
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Okay.
We talked about it a bit in Hero Zero,
Yeah.
but that's a cool scene when they meet.
And the fight scene is the exact same. They have the exact same moves.
The exact same moves. They swap guns.
Yeah, but they both had swapping the same movement.
Yeah.
So you're just like, immediately you're like, oh, they're on level playing ground. Like, this is the only fight where Natasha's her fight talents can't be used, because the other girl knows every single move.
Yeah, but I think there'll be another fight in this movie where her talents can't necessarily
Because
be
she
used.
has been part of S.H.I.E.L.D. for so long, her moves have slightly changed. But you're thinking of the villain.
The villain of the piece, Taskmaster.
Which we get one slight glimpse of.
One decent look at.
Because he's fighting the Red... What's his name again?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. And I think Red Guardian's going to die there.
I think that could happen.
Yeah.
Now, Taskmaster is wearing a skull mask.
Yes.
Very good. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted.
Anyone doesn't know Taskmaster, what's his deal, Sean?
Taskmaster, another Hero Zero we did. Taskmaster can perfectly mimic. He has photographic memory, but for everything he can see. Photographic learning, I think is what it is.
So basically, the longer the fight goes, he knows your moves.
Yeah, and then he'll start preempting them, and then he wins.
Yeah, so do you know that scene in Civil War where Tony Stark uses his suit to mimic Captain America's moves?
Yeah.
So he gets punched a lot, and then he just learns his moves and then starts winning.
Yeah.
He does that, but he doesn't have any suit. His brain just works like that.
Yeah, his brain can just keep up. Or should I say their brain?
Oh!
Because there's rumours going around online that Rachel Weisz's character, the other Black Widow, might be Taskmaster.
Oh, that's good.
That is good, isn't it?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be very good.
Which, when you think about it, if there was someone who could learn any fighting style, KGB would have them.
Yeah, and they'd have them on payroll and send them out for jobs.
Yeah.
Well, any spy organisation would.
It's just whoever gets them first.
Or for him or her first.
Yes.
Rachel.
I think that would be cool.
And I think she'd be a really good villain.
I'd love to see her do
I'm
a villain.
imagining her monologuing at the end after the reveal.
Yeah.
And I think that looks really good, yeah. Like her going, "You idiot, Natasha."
I think so, and I'd love to see something that Black Widow learned, leading up to Civil War. To that be like the turning point of the fight. Like if Taskmaster has a shield in this, I can totally see her throwing a shield because she watched Cap do it.
Oh yeah. No, I think. See, we've always talked about like Taskmaster is the most powerful villain.
Yeah.
Really. So like, how the fuck do you defeat someone that can just learn your moves in a minute?
Yeah, you're on a timer as you're fighting him.
You have to defeat them in a minute, and if you don't win that fight in the first time, the next time you fight, he will know those moves immediately.
Yeah, you're even worse off.
You start at like 3 points behind.
Yeah,
and then you start at 6 points behind. Then you start at 10 points behind.
And he has a limit on how much he can remember. So if you're within that window of where he still remembers you, he can think. Like, if he's in a public space, he can think where you will attack him from.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's
you can't
so
sneak
fucked.
up on him. I love Taskmaster.
He's so overpowered that this is why him being chosen as the villain of this is fascinating. That's why I think David Harbour is definitely dying in that scene. Like, he's their big muscle, and he'll like, I'll stop him, and then he runs in and just immediately gets fucked. And he'll start winning the fight for the first 10 seconds. They're like, oh, this guy, he's old school, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's decapitated.
There's going to be a lot of caught punches,
Yes.
I think, in this.
Yeah.
Do you know that scene in The Matrix where Neo learns to see the Matrix?
Yes.
And Agent Smith's wailing on him, and he's just slowly blocking everything.
Yes.
That's how Taskmaster is.
Fucking hell. So, like... Okay, what I wanted to talk about this is the music choice, which I felt the music was actually really good.
What was I didn't really...
The music wasn't actually anything that spectacular.
Yeah.
It was like weird Eastern European techno.
Okay.
Or like,
Yeah, I getcha.
And but like but I was listening to it going, this is very good for what it's been chosen, because the best way I can describe it is if you always know when music is terrible in a trailer, it stands out way more.
Yeah.
But in this, you didn't even notice.
I didn't notice it,
which
no.
I would say is a compliment, because then the music complements what's happening on the show.
Fits well.
Yeah, and it's not even really like proper music, but I was just like, yeah, it's pretty good soundtrack to play for this trailer too.
I need to give that another listen. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
So yeah, I was just thinking the music was pretty good for what they were trying to achieve. What I will say about this trailer is, other than the white suit, which looks pretty cool,
Looks amazing.
looks Avengers Endgame style white suit.
It does. Much better in the snow, I would say.
Yeah, no, yeah, perfect. Yeah, like, I like that. Like, she's going to the snow, so she wears a white suit instead of a black suit. Like, that's just classic spy stuff.
Of course you would.
Of course you would, but sometimes they don't do that in movies. You're just like, well, why are you wearing your full black suit?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
You're not blending in. What I will say is, I thought this trailer was really good for the sole reason that I had no interest in this movie.
Yeah.
It definitely should have come out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it has so many things working against it, not personally for me, but like, this movie should have come out after Age of Ultron, we've always said. Definitely before Endgame, because like,
if this had come out before Endgame, that moment
would have counted so much more.
It really would have.
Yes.
Rather than after the fact.
So, but the best thing I can say is that this got me interested in this movie.
Like,
which
that's high praise.
Is high praise. Because like, I think this trailer is as good as you can possibly do for a first trailer about a Black Widow movie.
Yeah. Like,
and so like, because I wasn't expecting anything, and I walked out, I was like, oh, that looks actually pretty good for a movie that should have come out 5 years ago, and actually I have no interest in, but yeah, cool.
And yeah, it does build the excitement, and we haven't seen this before. Like, we haven't seen a Marvel version of this kind of spy movie.
No.
Like, I know Winter Soldier was a spy movie, but it was also action and setup and things like that. We know where her story is going.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
The stakes are slightly lowered because we know.
But unless they do something weird, like, she's been cloned multiple times in the comics.
Oh, she's cloned.
If she's cloned, that's a whole other thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Taskmaster takes her place and becomes Scarlett Johansson.
Her and Yelena Belova, they switched faces at one point.
That would be very Mission Impossible. There you go, full Mission Impossible about the whole thing.
Cool, actually.
Go on.
Speaking of just like 5 years ago, this would have been perfect. It's been confirmed, I think, that Tony Stark is back in this.
Yeah, this is he. I read that somewhere that Robert Downey Jr. came back for this.
might only be a passing.
I would assume he's not like a character in it, but like just either on the TV or he's talking to her about something or something like that.
But if this is the last time we see Tony Stark now in the MCU, it kind of makes Endgame a little bit
Less special.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he probably will come back at some point. But
they're definitely going to bring him back. When he gets to like 65 and these movies stop making $3 billion every single time, they're going to go to Robert Downey Jr. and they're just like, we will give you $70 billion, just get into this movie.
Yeah.
He's like,
you will finally be back into it again.
We'll be back into it again. But yeah, I watched the trailer. I was excited about it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's coming out May 1st, 2020.
Can't wait.
So
I'm very excited for this.
I think it looks pretty good. And unfortunately, we know how our story ends, but let's see how we get there. The journey's going to be pretty fun.
That's it. Part of the journey is the end, Connor.
Oh, what's that from? What famous movie is that from, Sean?
Avengers Endgame.
Oh my god. Because she dies. Do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yeah, thanks everyone very much for listening to this extra long episode of Movie Mondays this week. As we said at the top of the show, please do send in your questions for that Q&A. All of our socials are in the description. Thank you again to all of our Patreon supporters who support us over at patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. They help make this show just a little bit easier to make. But if you can't support us over there, the best way you can ever support the show is by telling one human being that we exist in the world.
Just the one.
Just the one. And other than that, we'll be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays.
Very good.
Thanks, buddy.
Good stuff. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.